Here, he thought, kicking easily from the hips and stroking parallel to the shore, he was as mobile as the next person. And with his increased lung capacity and his long, powerful arms, he was faster and stronger than most. He stroked harder, reached out farther, rotating his head rhythmically to the left to breathe in a smooth Australian crawl, and veered east against the swells. Carver had been swimming off the shore there every morning for the past 2 months. He knew exactly how far out to go before turning back. When he felt the strain on his thighs and arms and the dull ache pulsing deep in his chest, he rolled onto his back and floated for several minutes, his eyes closed to the hot, bright sun. It felt good to be tired and winded, exhausted, but all the way alive. This was his moment, his fought-for measure of contentment.
Mr. Carver!
The distant feminine voice pierced his consciousness like a sharp, thin wire. He rolled over and began treading water. A woman was standing on the beach, his beach, calling to him. She must have known it was him because of the cane on the sand and because there was no other swimmer in sight. Despite the heat, she was dressed in dark clothing, what appeared to be a matching skirt and blazer. Poised with her hands on her hips, she was staring out at him in a patient, waiting attitude. Carver didn't feel like talking to anyone. He rolled onto his back again and continued floating, hoping the woman would take the hint and leave. She didn't seem to think he'd heard her.
Mr. Carver!
He opened one eye. She was waving now with a kind of relentless desperation. She would not go away, maybe ever. Carver sighed, cursed, and stroked toward the shore. When he got in close enough to walk, he saw her more clearly. She was slender, not very tall, with long dark hair. Her clothes belonged in an office, not on the beach. Dark gray suit, white ruffled blouse, dark high heels, Ms. Efficiency. What could she want here? Was she going to proposition him for sex? Serve him a subpoena? Collect for the March of Dimes? He hoped it was the March of Dimes. Carver's walk became a crawl. Gravity was doing him dirty again. When a larger breaker roared in, he let it carry him farther toward shore. Then he crawled and slithered up onto the beach, feeling embarrassed in front of the woman, resenting her intrusion all the more for it. She bent down and handed him his cane. He didn't thank her. He sat on the beach breathing hard, bent slightly at the waist with his good leg straight out in front of him, his other crooked up at the knee. She was good at waiting. Now that she'd landed him, she didn't try to talk to him until he'd caught his breath.
Fred Carver?
Unfortunately.
He rolled to his side, worked his good knee under him, then levered himself up to his feet with the cane. This time the woman didn't move to help him. He liked that.
Bum leg.
I know. Lieutenant DeSoto told me. I'm sorry about your knee.
Alfonso DeSoto sent you to see me?
That's right.
She gazed out over the ocean.
Do you swim for therapy?
Every morning. It helps fight off atrophy.
Just in the leg or in all of you?
She was smiling. He didn't answer, didn't smile, didn't frown. Let her wonder. He was wondering.
Are you finished swimming?
No.
Then sit back down, please. We can talk here.
Carver lowered himself back into a sitting position. He was getting tired of standing and was glad she'd suggested this. She stooped down to be at eye level with him, settling back on her high heels, her dark skirt stretched tautly across her thighs and rounded hips. He kept his eyes averted from her pelvis and looked closely at her face. Her features were too vividly sculptured to be called pretty. Beautiful fit okay, and yet she really wasn't. There seemed to be an arrogance in the upward tilt of her smooth chin, the directness of her clear grayish eyes. But Carver noticed that she gave the impression of arrogance only at first glance. What there really was about her was an intenseness that had molded her features into a mask.
My name's Edwina Talbot.
Why did Lieutenant DeSoto send you to see me, Edwina?
Because I was pestering him, and because he thinks you need something to do.
Doesn't he know I'm independently wealthy now?
He'd received a fat insurance claim along with his disability pension after being shot in the left knee during a holdup 6 months earlier when he was a detective sergeant in the Orlando Police Department. The knee was ruined, locked at a 30-degree angle for life. $80,000 and a pension wasn't much compared to being able to walk without a cane. Not the jackpot some of the damned fools in the department actually congratulated him on. Carver didn't feel lucky.
Being wealthy isn't the same as having something to do.
Being wealthy isn't the same as what I am, either.
Oh?
I'm not financially fixed for life, Edwina, unless I wean myself from food.
Then that's probably another...